4 hours, 10 minutes. The American Humvee halts next to Lola's quad bike.
"What's happening out there?"
Lloyd calls out from the rear of the Humvee.
"We found the quad. There's another container in the distance. Same color,"
Cutter yells down.
"We should wait for Matt and the kid,"
Lloyd says. Books surveys the European container in the distance.
"Looks clear."
The Americans disembark and wander over to the quad.
"European."
Jim spots the Euro flag on the side of the quad's fuel tank.
"Whoever was riding it left it here and ran to the container."
In this heat, he must have been crazy, Sophia says. Books studies Lola's shoe prints.
"He's a girl."
A girl?
"Yeah, about 5'10" and 140 pounds. Looks like she saw something going down, then left the quad and ran in the rest of the way."
Why would she do that? Sophia asks. Cutter scoots up to the gun turret, grabs a pair of binoculars, and looks out toward the container.
"The container's European, too. Their flag, 12 gold stars on a blue background, right?" "That's right. Anything else?"
Jim asks.
"Yeah, a lot of dead bodies and what? Oh, there's a woman," Cutler whispers. "She's a babe. Looks like she's taking in some rays."
Sunbathing? Sophia exclaims.
"Strange as it may sound, yeah. She's doing what I'd call getting some serious overexposure. Right slap in the middle of all that shit and blood," Cutter says. "Hey, think it's a trap?" Jim asks. "Well, if she's the bait, she sure ain't no hard piece of cheese," Cutter replies.
Books jumps up alongside Cutter, who hands the binoculars to him. He trains the field glasses on Lola. She still sits on the top of the cases and enjoys the sun's heat. The bloody carnage of several dead bodies is scattered around her. Books takes a sharp intake of breath.
"There goes the neighborhood. I'm sure I'd like me a piece of that candy action. If that's how they breed them in Euroland, I'm immigrating," Cutter says.
Sophia leaps up to the gun turret and grabs the binoculars from Books. Just what are you guys looking at? She surveys the European container and examines Lola. Who and what in God's name is that?
"Looks like you got some competition, sweet cheeks."
Lloyd also watches Lola through a set of field glasses. She a friend of yours? Sophia asks Books.
"You could say that."
Really? She seems to be the only one that's alive over there.
"That sounds about right."
Books jumps down from the gun turret.
"We'll go over. I'll take us in real slow, and let me do the talking when we get there."
Oh, I can't wait for this introduction, Sophia says.
"Neither did the last person she killed,"
Books replies. The Americans look alarmed. They arm their weapons. Books drives forward toward the container and Lola. Matt pulls up the bike at the intersection.
"I need a drink."
Jedi passes him a bottle of water. Matt drains half the bottle.
"Want some?"
No, I'm good."
"Gotta keep your fluids up, kid. You think Jim was right?"
What about?
"That we're in South America."
It could be. We are south of the equator, somewhere.
"How come?"
The compass in the Humvee points north toward the sun.
"Could be in the middle of Australia. I've always wanted to go there."
Nope.
"Why not?"
The ground's not red, and there's another reason too.
"What's that?"
No kangaroos here. Matt laughs.
"Oh, you're okay, kid."
He looks out over the salt pan and sees the American Humvee's tracks.
"Let's go. We've got some catching up to do."
Mike blasts the bike forward and sets off after the American's tracks. The American Humvee approaches the European container, but Lola continues to sunbathe. If she can hear the American Humvee approaching, she gives nothing away. She remains almost motionless. Cutter has the M2's sights locked onto her. Jim stands next to him. Sophia draws her pistol. Lloyd watches through the hatchway. Books drives. As the Americans close in, the dead Canadians and Europeans come into view. It's a massacre, Sophia whispers. Books tells her, "We just focus on the girl, okay? Blank out everything else." Sophia swallows. Her throat is dry. I'll try. You think she killed them all?
We'll soon find out.
Behind them, Lloyd whispers,
"Hey, Books, why don't we just shoot her? Then we got ourselves those 2 cases her pretty little ass is sitting on, right?
Are you gonna pull the trigger? Books asks.
No, but...
Bad plan, Lloyd. Books pulls up the Humvee 10 yards from Lola. He switches off the truck's engine. The Americans gawk at Lola. Silence. Wary, Books and Sophia step out of the Humvee. Silence. Some bad hair day, Books calls over to Lola. Lola's head moves a fraction, then a split second of recognition. She smiles and continues to sunbathe. Her eyes remain shut. Compensated by a high body count, Books. Lola, Books nods a greeting. The Canadians fought like menstruating girls. The Europeans like meek, motherless lambs to the slaughterhouse. The continued dilution of the Germanic gene pool increasingly offends me. Yeah, well, I guess those German genes have a lot to answer for. Can't you, for once, indulge me, Books? You like my new breasts, yes? Sophia looks at Lola's perfect breasts. She scoffs under her breath. Expensive plastic. Lola hears the insult. Another cheap, disposable acquisition to cast by your wayside, Books? Screw you, Sophia spits out. You North American women, always angry, whining and complaining. You think you have it all, but really, you have nothing, apart from your pathetic attachment to your overvalued currency and dull scrapbooking parties. Your husbands secretly despise you. I see it in their eyes all the time when I make love to them. A half-dead Canadian man stirs 30 yards away to Lola's left. No one seems to notice. He eyes his pistol close to his side. Her eyes still closed, Lola continues. They don't want equals. All they want is, she switches her tone to make herself sound like a little girl, a cute little girly whirly with a big pinky winky lipsticky to make a big, strong man want to wrap his big arms around her so he can... Her voice returns to her normal, Swedish lilt. Fuck her brains out. Books, who is more beautiful, me or the American bitch? Sophia looks shocked.
Yeah, Books, who's more beautiful?
Cutter enjoys. Sophia looks over at Books. She tilts her head to one side and waits for his answer. Books stutters out,
Is a cheetah more beautiful than a cougar?
Cutter and Lola laugh.
Wrong answer, man,
Cutter says. Sophia glares at Books. A cougar? Please tell me that I'm not the cougar.
At least it's American,
Lloyd says. So's a fucking skunk, Sophia yells. Books changes the subject and asks Lola, You have any intel? Got to be the government, Lola says. Agreed. Our location? Maybe Africa or... The Canadian man reaches for the gun and aims the weapon at Lola. His thumb draws back the gun's hammer. There is a virtually inaudible click. Only Lola hears it. She opens her eyes. Super fast, she spins forward into a mid-air somersault. At the roll's zenith, she draws both Beretta pistols from their holsters. She lands like an Olympic gymnast. One pistol is trained on Sophia and the other on the Canadian gunman. She pulls the trigger and shoots him in the forehead, then trains the smoking weapon on Cutter, smiles and winks at him. Or South America.